Hello and welcome to the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, continuing my 2017 NFL Draft recaps. And today we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles 2017 draft. And I really like this Philadelphia Eagles 2017 NFL draft. I know some Eagles fans think they'll never win anything, but I think they may be winning some things very shortly. Let's start with their first pick, their first round pick, defensive end Derek Barnett out of Tennessee, a guy that broke Reggie White's sack record in college, put up a bunch of production at Tennessee, and overall is just a beast in college. The question is, how will he translate to the next level? He's not a guy that will astound you with his when approaching the quarterback, how to bring him down well, bring down running backs in the backfield. He knows how to play football, man. His hand usage is incredible when going up against offensive tackle in the trenches. He knows what he's doing, and I think that translates to the next level, man. He may not be the fastest guy or the strongest guy at the next level, but he will be the smartest. He works very hard, great work ethic, and to me, this Eagles team needed an edge rusher after the release of Connor Barwin. I know they like Vinny Curry and Brandon Graham outside, but neither one of those guys says to me, hey, I could get 10 plus sacks for you any given year. Derek Barnett can do that for you eventually, maybe 1 or 2 years down the road. I give this pick an A. There's nothing else I would have done if I were the Philadelphia Eagles. I love this pick. You move on to the second round pick, 43rd pick overall, cornerback Sidney Jones out of Washington, a guy that either tore his Achilles or his ACL during his pro day. Can't remember which one, but either way, he ain't playing this year most likely. But in terms of future prospects, this is a guy that could be your number one cornerback down the road. Not looking at injuries, he was about my fourth best cornerback. He was a value here. I really like the pick for the Eagles, man. I give it an A. Yes, it's unfortunate that he will not play this year, but in the future, you could have a really nice cornerback here in Sidney Jones. We move on to the third round, 99th pick overall, cornerback Rasul Douglas. So the Eagles double dip at cornerback, and of course you must. I said this back in my Eagles mock draft that I made a couple months ago. You must double dip at cornerback to me, and they double dipped at cornerback good. Rasul Douglas, a guy that's very long, almost 6'2", 6'3", lengthy corner, not that fast, right? Ran like a 4.59 40, but in this Jim Schwartz scheme could really find success. He's not going to be asked to put wide receivers on an island and cover them from, sideline to sideline. He's going to be asked to play little zone, be smart, and overall do a good job to me. I like Rasul Douglas. I like the pick. I give this pick a B+. We move on to the fourth round picks. They had two of them. Wide receiver Mack Hollins out of North Carolina. There's a lot to like about Mack Hollins. This is a guy that's very long, like 6'3". I want to say over 200 pounds, just over 200 pounds. And he runs really well. I mean, he ran like a 4.50 40. I mean, at the combine, this guy knows how to run fast with this length. You like that combination. But he really didn't do much at North Carolina, man. This is a guy that, would never play over 50% of the snaps. Didn't really make an impact often. He was paired with Mitchell Trubisky this year. I want to say he was like the fourth or fifth target on their football team behind a bunch of other guys like Bug Howard and Ryan Switzer and maybe one other guy. Like, he wasn't a big part of their offense. So the question is, are you taking this guy that was a third or fourth option in college and expecting him to become a third or fourth option in the NFL? I have questions about that. And because of that, I don't love the pick, but I see the upside, so I give it a B-. We move on to their next fourth round pick, running back Donnell Pumphrey out of San Diego State. Some people love Donnell Pumphrey. I like him. I mean, I like him a good amount. I'm not sure he's ever going to be a starting running back in the NFL, but he could be a nice, backup guy to have. But the problem is with this Eagles running back core, will he even get time? I mean, they still have Ryan Matthews under contract, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but they still have him under contract. They still have Darren Sproles. They still have Wendell Smallwood. Will he make the roster? Donnell Pumphrey. I mean, you want him to. This is a fourth round pick. So will he make the roster? I'm not sure, but overall, I like the pick. The Eagles did need a running back to me, but the question was to me, if you're not going to take one early, if you're not going to take Dalvin Cook or Joe Mixon or Leonard Fournette if he was somehow available, the guy you're going to take, like in the day 3 pick that you ended up taking, will he make the roster? That's the question I will find out. But I like the upside. I give it a B+. We move on to the 5th round picks. Wide receiver Shelton Gibson out of West Virginia, taken with a 166th overall pick. And I like this pick. I like this pick more than the Mack Hollins pick. I wish these picks were swapped. They double dip a wide receiver, which I kind of have a problem with, by the way, because, man, it's going to be tough for all these guys to make the roster. Now, Dorian Green-Beckham, though, may be pushed off the roster, as could Nelson Agholor. I mean, he was a first-round pick, but he stinks. We already know that. So it's going to be interesting to see how this wide receiver depth chart develops. But Shelton Gibson, to me, has nice upside. Another deep threat for Carson Wentz here in this offense. But the thing is, if you want Mack Hollins to be a deep threat, and Shelton Gibson to be a deep threat, and Torrey Smith to be a deep threat, how many deep threats do you really need? Do you really need all these guys to be deep threats? You know, so that's the question of philosophy I have there, but I like the upside still, so I give it a B+. We move on to their next 5th round pick, 184th pick overall, safety Nate Gerry out of Nebraska. And I don't love this pick. It really doesn't matter because it's the 5th round. But this is a guy that, to me, just wasn't very good. Looked like an undraftable talent at Nebraska. Doesn't offer much athleticism. Doesn't offer very good tackling ability to me. I give it a B-. And then their last pick, 6th round defensive tackle, Elijah Qualls out of Washington. I love this pick here. This is a guy that can play nose tackle, play 1 technique, can play 3 technique. I love this pick. This is a guy that, you know, man, for some reason in the 2017 NFL draft and just other NFL drafts as well, these defensive tackles, these 0 technique, 1 technique, 3 technique guys are just falling down the board because teams feel that because we're such a pass-centric league now, we don't need these guys. But Qualls is a guy that, to me, that produced a lot at Washington. I like his intangibles. This is a guy that comes from that Washington system where they've been producing NFL talent the past couple of years defensively. I'm encouraged by this pick, especially in the 6th round. This is great value. A guy that could win in the 4th round or 3rd round. They get him in the 6th. I give this pick an A. I love Elijah Qualls. I think he has a nice chance to end up contributing for this football team down the road. When you put all these grades into my funky GPA calculator, out comes a GPA of 3.62 for the Philadelphia Eagles, which translates to an A-, and currently this is the highest grade I've given. It's a very good draft for the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Howie Roseman is back in charge, and this guy is making moves, having great drafts. Now, last year's draft, we'll see. You know, there's some guys that you guys took later on, like Hala Polivoti Vaitai and Isaac Suumalo, who need to improve and show something, but you got Carson Wentz, so you like that. And then this will be a nice foundational draft for the Eagles moving forward, getting Derek Barnett, getting 2 cornerbacks that could end up starting down the road. I really like this draft by the Philadelphia Eagles, getting 2 wide receivers that will make plays, hopefully, you hope. Mack Hollins, I'm not so sure about. I like this draft for the Philadelphia Eagles. I like it a lot. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. And I'm out. Peace.